Cute boys stop her. "Mom told me to give these to you," Billy said as they settled into the dew-damp grass. He passed her a paper bag. "Susie left them behind when she went to college." Tess opened the bag and gasped. She reverently pulled out a glossy copy of Vogue. Last summer, Tess had accidentally ripped one of her skirts and altered it into a mini. Just being frugal. Mrs. Hazelton hadn't been fooled. She'd bought her a new long skirt and left Tess to dream of minis and knee-high boots. "They're a little old," Billy said. "The magazines were dated 1963, last year." "They're newer than anything I have." "Thank you. Tell Susie I'll sew her a—" Tess caught a whiff of something on the breeze. "Do you smell that?" "Might be sourdough rye. Mom was going to try a new recipe." "No, it smells like—" Tess scrambled to her feet. Smoke. She smelled smoke. Beside her, Billy rose, saying, "Something's on fire." He wheeled toward the town. She looked toward the imposing manor that had been her home for as long as she could remember. The benevolent home for necessitous girls. Smoke curled from 2 second-story windows. Tess dropped the bread and ran. Fire. The house was on fire. As Tess raced back to it, that's all she could think. My home is on fire. There were no flames yet, but that smoke meant flames were coming, and she had to get up there, wake the others, make sure everyone got out. As soon as she neared the house, she realized no one needed her to raise the alarm. The procedure for a fire had been drilled into all of them, and the older girls were getting the younger ones onto the main level and checking to be sure everyone was there. When they discovered Tess was missing, one of the girls might go back upstairs and try to find her. A friend risking her life for Tess, because she wasn't where she was supposed to be, because she'd snuck out. Again. Tess yanked open the side door without even checking to see if the handle was hot. Luckily, it wasn't. Not yet. Tess ran in. The lower level had only begun to fill with smoke, tendrils creeping along the ceiling. She kept running until she reached the others. Someone grabbed her arm and said, "Thank God, we were just going to look for you." But before Tess could even see who it was, she was swallowed by the rush of girls coming down the stairs and getting into formation. Tess grabbed younger girls and hurried them to the line. As she did, she kept scanning faces, ticking them off a mental checklist. One was missing. The girl Tess looked for the hardest, the one she feared wouldn't be there. 11-year-old Maggie, who devoured novels as fast as Tess did and had started on Tess's own library, which the matron deemed a little too old for the younger girl. Tess disagreed. There was nothing truly scandalous in those books, so she'd let Maggie read them, on the understanding that she'd do so in private, which she often did at night, curled up with a flashlight in the closet. Whenever Tess returned from visiting Billy, she'd check that closet and shuttle Maggie off to bed if she'd fallen asleep. When Tess didn't see Maggie, she bolted up the stairs. The higher she climbed, the thicker the smoke. She remembered what the firefighter had said during their last fire drill, and she pulled her shirt up over her mouth and nose to breathe through it. By the time she reached the top, though, it was like stumbling into a campfire. Thick smoke everywhere, heat enveloping her, flames crackling. She followed that crackling and saw flames. On the ceiling, licking at it. She glanced back at the stairs. No, not yet. Don't panic, just move. She ran bent over, mouth and nose covered. She kept her eyes slitted, but it didn't help. The smoke set them stinging and watering, and soon she just closed them and felt her way along the wall. Second door. She needed the second door. She passed